Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video we are going to look at this little Tiki flashlight from the company Nitecore. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at banggood.com who have provided this product for review. Now this here is the Tiki. This here is the Tiki LE. Now in a prior video we did take a look at this Tiki LE in detail, and I have to say this flashlight's been great. I've been using it ever since. It's been on my keychain just getting bashed around, and I can't even as much as see a scuff or a ding on this. So it's been good and durable, reliable, and a great companion for my keychain and my everyday carry. Now this Tiki, I've had a little bit of a brainstorm. If you've been watching my channel, obviously you realize I'm into the hiking, camping, and backpacking genre. So, in my opinion, can this Tiki be a one-and-done backpacking and camping solution? If that's the case, I mean, look how small this tiny little flashlight is. I mean, talk about going lightweight, ultralight, and capable. Well, can this do it? Well, I've put it to the test. But if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now this Nitecore Tiki, as you look here, look how small this is. That's why, to me, if this performs the way I hope it's going to, this is the absolute perfect camping and backpacking flashlight. With the one caveat being, it does not go into a headband. So that's the first thing is, for me, I am actually going to use this as my primary camp light for this trip. Now I do have a couple others. I have other reviews I'm going to be doing. However, this is my plan. So for general walking through the trails, is this going to be enough light? Will it have enough battery life? Well, I'm not going to be able to test the battery life, but we can certainly see if it has enough light. And then as far as being my camp lantern, will this project enough light while I'm in my hammock to really give me the illumination that I need? Now, as I'm out here right now, I am not gonna have all the specs, but if we sit here now going through the specifications, unfortunately the packaging that I have is in Chinese, and I have not had the opportunity before this trip to look at the website. So I will get the information on the website and annotate it on the screen. So as I mentioned, I'm relying on this small Tiki flashlight to be my main light tonight. Now at this point, I literally just have it dangling off of my jacket. But if I want, changing the mode here, just getting a little bit more light, this is nice. I mean, I just have it literally connected to my jacket, but real quick, I can just look around, make sure I have everything, didn't forget anything. I see a couple pieces of trash here. Don't want to leave trash behind. So making sure I pick everything up. Now again, this is just dangling off my jacket, but it seems to be working fairly well. If I need to, I'm going to be able to use my trekking poles, and this is still going to illuminate down by my feet. Now, not perfect, but it lets me do it. Not that I'm going to use this for anything super technical, but just for getting around right now, this is no problem. Whoop, even goes higher. So there is the moonlight mode as we look here, just softly illuminating that rock. That's actually a very nice output. I like that. That's the perfect output. Too much softer and it's useless. This from 2 feet away is a nice, even, light amount of light, but enough that you could read something, see something, no problem, inspect something. I like that. Good output. Another click here, obviously illuminating fairly well. Now that's 15 feet away and not the brightest on camera, but I can see it fine. My backpack's right there. You're not going to see it on camera, but if I click again, now you see it, and that's very bright. And this is barely illuminating across the river, maybe a little bit. It's giving you something to see though. Leaving my water here tonight, you can see right there. But another click, boom. So there is the brightest of the 4 modes. Pretty nicely illuminating actually. Now I can see clear across the river, no problem. Camera is not picking that up, but nice amount of light. Now if you momentary press, it will turn the light on. Double click, it's back on. Long press, off. Now if you triple press, real quick, that goes into the lantern mode. So now, this having the cool LED lantern effect. So my question is, how much light do I need? Well, that's the actual lantern. If you look here, that's more like the blue UV. That's the lantern mode. So the problem I have right now is the keychain is a little bit sideways, so it's not illuminating perfectly nice and even in front of me. However, I can tell you that I have more than enough light to see. And in fact, as you look here, you'll see camera shadow, looking down at some branches. Now, it is beaming right up into my eyes, so that's not gonna work for this. So, long press, off, double click real quick, and we'll get it back on that normal mode. Probably level 3 for this. All right, so now, rolling into camp, as you can see here with this Tiki, doing a nice job illuminating. However, it's still connected to my fleece. And as I press through the modes, here you can see that's the Firefly. Low, medium, high, all off. Doing that momentary, which is cool, but triple pressing here, that's that UV, another press, boom. All right, so my question is, will I have enough light if I use this as my lantern? And I would say it's close, but the shadows are gonna do me in. So if I'm careful about where I place this, the camera's not gonna be able to see, but I can see just fine. So I'm gonna get this lantern set up and get ready for bed. So as you can see here, just fashioning it to the tree. Doing a good job. Now again, camera can't pick it up, but I can see in there just fine. So nice and versatile. I wish it was a little bigger. Wish it was a little more powerful for this, but it does do the job. So there you have it, some field use footage with this Tiki. I do have to say, it was very close. Not perfect, but very close. There are a few things, like for example, if I could just get a little headband for this, oh man, would that be sweet. I mean, I did pretty good literally when I tell you, I just simply clipped this to my backpack strap and just walked around with it like this, and yeah, it was kind of dangling around, but it gave me perfect light where I needed to see it. And the other thing for me was, I kind of didn't have a real great place to hang this while I was in my hammock. It would have been perfect had I just had a ridgeline above me and could have clipped this in the lantern mode right above. It really would have worked out very well. Now I did have it off to the side and illuminating light into my area. I could see fine. The camera couldn't really pick it up. So for the most part, it did work. Now the one caveat being, I did have a little bit trouble with shadows. So that's where if you could really use this and clip it into a headband and then use this for a headband mode, I mean, that would be absolutely perfect. So if you could convert this into a little headlamp, you'd have a headlamp, you'd have a handheld flashlight, you'd also have a lantern. So a pretty good do-all flashlight. Now, I do need to say, I didn't test the battery to its full capability. So in my camp scenario, it was no problem. I don't think I would have run out of battery life or had any problem with it. But to me, I really want something I can trust while I'm out on the trails. And this is how I look at it. If I needed to get out of my situation in the dark and I was relying on this without a backup flashlight, could I get all the way out to help? All the way out to a vehicle. Maybe there's a problem in the middle of the night and I need to get out. Well, that tells me I need at least 8 hours of battery runtime with enough light to comfortably illuminate a rugged and just brutal trail. So if I'm going to get out of there, I need to be able to trust this. That's the one place where I haven't really been able to fully test this to this point. But with that said, it was a great test. So now let's just go through this close up, look at the features, and we'll wrap up this video. So again, as I mentioned, I got this Tiki from the people at banggood.com. So the packaging that I received, well, was 100% in Chinese. I really can't read anything about this, but I can certainly get into the modes. So if I double press, that turns the light on. So ultra low, low, and medium. That medium mode there being the 60 lumen output. Now that has a runtime of roughly 1 hour. So that's not going to be necessarily enough to get me all the way out to my destination. So unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be the perfect solution. The 15 lumen output, well, that gets me 4 hours of runtime, and that's if I hadn't already been using this. So that's the thing. I mean, how much was I already using it around camp? Well, how much does that leave left in order to do what I need to do? So it's not perfect, but I think conceptually, it is a pretty sweet idea. Now when you double press, you turn the light on. Long press, back off. But when you triple press, now you go into those specialty modes. Now a lot of people were saying, as I reviewed this LE, that the blue light was UV. Well, no, let's set the record straight. That is a blue light. The Tiki itself has UV. So that is the UV light. And as I press again, there is the white light lantern mode. So you do get a couple of different options here, depending on which light you like. That there being your beacon, and back to that UV. For me personally, the UV doesn't do me much good. I just assume have a green light. And then on the LE, well, the blue didn't do me much good. I just assume have a green light. So both of these, I think, in my personal opinion, having a little bit of a deficiency for my intended purpose. And again, I want to use this personally for a small backpacking and camp light. So to either have red or green would have been preferential to the UV, but all the rest of the functionality I am very happy with. I like the construction, I like the overall shape and size. I think improved battery life would make this a little more useful, and even if this was double the size in width and double the size in length, you'd still have a very compact flashlight, and I'm sure at that point you'd improve the battery life. You'd put a bigger battery in it, well, at that point it would last longer. So anyway, not perfect, but I do greatly like this. I think for most people who are looking to have a good quality and suitable EDC flashlight tied to their keychain and capable of a bunch of different modes and a suitable output, this is going to be great. For me, in the camping and backpacking scenario, it is damn close, not quite perfect, but I do like it. So alright guys, there you have it, a look at this Tiki flashlight from Nitecore. Again, I'd like to say thank you very much to the people at banggood.com who provided this for the review. Overall, as I mentioned, I think this is a great little flashlight. I've used the LE for a long period of time now, probably almost 6 months, maybe a little bit less, but it's been a good amount of time that I've actually used it on my keychain. It's performed well. It's been a great little flashlight. I've greatly enjoyed it, and it's been durable. And that's the case here. I know that's going to be the case with this Tiki. Now, I do hear some people saying, oh, you should look at other companies. If you hear me talking about that, you know which brands I'm talking about. I'm not going to put them in the middle of this video. However, I do think that the Nitecore is a good quality flashlight. Nitecore's batteries are usually very dependable. I think they make a good quality flashlight for most of their lines. I've never had a bad flashlight from Nitecore, and I believe these Tikis are no exception. So, if you're into this, I can definitely say I recommend it for the EDC application, and if you're into this for that lightweight backpacking solution, this may be a good option for you. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.